ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, we've got another episode now. We're in our little pyramid here, and we have had a few subtle changes around the base. One of the main ones that I can openly say that I've worked with is down here. We've started upgrading these because off screen we resurrected quite a few ender dragons and we started making those, which you need dragon eggs to make, and they're the level 3 of them. So we started making a few of them. We have kept quite a few of the other bits. We changed this so it automatically kills them again. Don't know if it's taking the mobs, but over here I do have a little area that we're gonna get into at some point so we can enter it, but it's another mob farm, so I'm gonna be able to like go into it and kill them by hand. So that's what that's designed for. Now obviously we've got that just for mob stuff. Things like this is just going normally. We did continue with moving the mana over, so we've almost got a full one. And yeah, we've got quite a bit of stuff to go through. Now what I know I wanted to do today is at least start on what I want in here, because what's the point of having the building if we don't? So this is what I want in here. We start with these. And to get that, we needed to hit mobs with that and kill them. So I'm going to put the Hellfire Forge down. Now look at that. If we put the Demonic Will in, what happens? Not much. But we need the Demonic Will to make this Sentient Sword. Now that will help us farm some other little bits. Instead of using these snares, we can then use just this sword to actually get it. And I have started converting quite a few of my essences up that way. That way we have quite a few more spaces. Sorry if I seem a bit slow or a bit off today. It has been a very long day. To make that, well, we need that. Okay, so I was a little bit ahead of them there. Right, so I need a few bits of power. Oh yeah, and this is growing. Tier 7, come on. And we're still just about like a quarter of the way filling it. We have started making quite a bit of stuff with that. So D. No. There we go, demonic. So to make that we need you. So gold, redstone, lapis and glass. So gold, redstone, should have a lapis on here somewhere. I know we've got quite a bit of it now, yeah. And some glass. And I have no idea how this is going to work because blood magic has changed since the last time I played with it, so it should be interesting. So Hellfire Forge. It doesn't say if we need to do anything with it. Right, what I'm gonna have to have a look is what's going on here. So, do we have a book for this? I don't know. What I'm gonna do is look into this and get back to you as soon as I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so catch you in a minute. Okay, welcome back, people. Well, we found out what the problem was. We didn't have enough of will. So what we did then was use. We went back, got a load more will, and made this. Easy enough to make. We needed enough as minimum of 1 whole will instead of, like you see there, the 0.00. We didn't have a whole one, so we needed that. Then we used that to have another whole one to create that, which helps us farm more of the wool, which is what we need for all of this. And then we put that in there, and that's exactly one. And there we go. Now what we can do with this is quite a few different rituals. We can make the sentient tools, which contains wool. But what we can do then is start with our stuff for this. This is what we need to start working on. So what we need first is, and I know a lot of people are like, there's magic involved, things like that, but it's really not that difficult, and it's the first step to getting this. So if we get a, do we have a low level one? There we go, blood altar. Now that is what we needed to start with at least one part of blood magic. There is other parts and things like that, and we will get into them. So for now I'm just going to plop you there and have a look into it. So what you use this for is transforming things. Now you have to go on different tiers. As you can see here, tier 1, we need a diamond to actually begin it. But to do that, we're going to have to sacrifice our blood into it. Now this is why I'm glad I've got that regen. Because look at that. As long as I don't go down, my regen instantly puts me back up. I may need to upgrade that regen a little bit, but that should be plenty of blood in there. And yes, this is literally just prick your finger and bleed. So do we have a diamond? We do have plenty of diamonds. Now this is the odd one for me because this all has changed. I used to know it as just using the blood, but now we have that demonic will parts of it. So it's interesting to see how this is going to work for us. So I've not really used it all that much. So how much blood do we need for that one? 2,000 life points, which we should have more than enough to transform it. Okay, just in case. Now what this is going to do is unlock the ability to actually use this blood altar a little bit better, because what those things let us do is make things like these runes, which we then create more from. It's a lot of back and forth really. This one altar here needs a lot of space because it is going to start going up. I'm probably going to drain the blood out of it. There we go. And now we can add the blood directly to that and go from there. So here we go. So this is what this can do. We can make blank slates to make runes to upgrade the altar. We can create other incense altar, but then we can make the alchemy table now. Now that is what we need for making the next crafting station basically. And for blood magic there's a load of little things. You've got alchemy, you've got blood magic, you've got all sorts that go around it. So now if I put that there, it takes up whatever apart from the blood orb that you've made. So let's place this down here. Probably going to move him to have a look, but there we go. That's the next crafting station. We've got another altar there, crucible, demon things. So yeah, the catalyzer, you need the forge to upgrade, but we need to use the greater or a little bit higher than the ones that we've got. So yeah, this is blood magic started. We're going to actually use smooth stone to transform some of the smooth stone into runes, and to do that what I need is actually to get some stone out. So there we go, you got a stack of stone. But there isn't, I've not really tried automating this yet, and I'm gonna see if I can, but it's gonna be interesting if we can. because what I'm going to try and do is automate something going in. Welcome back, people. Well, it looks like there is a semi way to automate it, but I'm going to have to do it off screen because the way we've worked it is it takes roughly about 10 seconds at the moment to turn one of these into a rune, and at the moment transferring it tries to transfer the entire stack, so it is kind of awkward to work out, but we will work it out because I can't just do it one by one. But what these allow us to work with is things like this, and they can be used to make runes and things like that, which all upgrades and ritual stones. So this is a starting point for blood magic. Now I'm going to have a look into it and come back to it in a little bit, but I wanted to make sure we had the starting point, because to be fair, that's the more annoying get started bit. Now the other bits that we are going to get into soon are things like roots. Now these are flower power, another version of flower power actually, but it uses more magic based and spirits and things like that. Now this is stuff for Botania, and I wanted to get that a little bit more closed off because we are getting close to having most of what we need for that. So if I go and put most of this lot back away because we don't need it right now, yeah, that should be enough. So there we go, and we can have a look at this. Now these are the type of stuff that we needed to keep pushing. So we got an alchemical catalyst. Now these pylons, these were easy enough to make, mana steel and mana diamonds, but what they're actually used for is making these Natura pylons and then the Gaia ones. Now the Natura ones are very important. If I'm correct, it needs, is it 2 to make one? No. But to make it, we need Terra Steel, and that's not always that easy to make. So if I have a look in here to find what I'm after, there it is. That's what I need to make now. So they're easy. All that is pretty simple. It's these. That's why we need the runic altar. So it's time to do some rituals. So runic altar. And we have to place this underneath one of our mana, well no actually, near one of our mana spreaders, so it can be used for that. What I'm going to do for now is move this and have you place that. So we'll just bring some stuff to burn and we'll power that. And I hope that we've probably left the wand in the system, so I'll come back when I've got the stuff that I need to show you. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, welcome back. Well, this is what we found. We needed a few more materials and just needed to make sure we were burning enough stuff for mana. So this is the first part. So what we needed to get out was our wand and some living wrap. So, but all to do this, all you have to do is right click all the items onto this and make sure it's receiving mana. So we do that, right click with the wand, and there's our first one. Now the next one we need is a rune of earth. Mushrooms, block of coal, chisel stone. Which is easy enough. Get some stone, and you just find some chisel stone. So we add that onto it, and make sure we got the right list. So mushroom, coal, and then those two. Mushroom, coal, and then the normal for these things. Once it knows it's got the right amount, the right materials, as you can see there, it'll start looking like it's doing a crafting formula. And once that's done, we'll be able to add that to it, and then right click it. So as you can see there, yeah, good. Right click it, and there's the runes. I know it's a bit of a magic episode, but it's kind of been needed. We haven't really had anything like this for a while, and I thought let's go back and have a bit of a magic episode, because we left quite a bit of the magic up in the ores because we haven't really done much with mystical agriculture after we got flight and the armor that we wanted. We've started growing all our crops and things like that, yeah, but we've done nothing further with it. But to do what I want to do, we are going to be using that. So for wither farming, we are going to be going back into that mod, and for a little bit further on things, we do want to complete this mod as well. So there we go, there's another rune down. So there's 1 rune, there's 2 rune, there's 3 runes. Next is the rune of air, which is string, feather, carpet. So string, feather, carpet, and then we need you two on there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go again. It's just gonna have to craft it. So I thought I'd show you these recipes as we're going through it, because this terrestrial agglomeration plate, or whatever, however you say it, it is very expensive to make, but once we've made it once we've made enough of them, I am going to be kind of getting a lot more of the materials for it. So that's something I see as, this is stage 1, we're going to get to stage 2. So never walk, gunpowder, and never brick. This is why we didn't convert all of our gunpowder over, because we need it for this rune. So we just put that on there waiting for it, and surely but slowly, there we go. So this is why we want to be making all this mana. Now, ugly at the moment, but we will get it better. Okay, and there we go. Now that's all the runes we need. So if I take you back, because there is something we need to kind of hint upon for this, because it's not just a plate, we need to actually do kind of a ritual like circular area. So we need some lapis, and we need that mana steel. So lapis, easy enough because we're kind of farming that stuff at the moment, and mana steel, we're growing it, so not really an issue. Mana steel in the middle and lapis on top, and there we go. But that was the easy part down. Yeah, that's the easy part down. The next part is, where's my book? There it is, Lexica Britannia. So this is what we're working on. No, not that button. Show notes, hide notes. That's the share button. Back. Here we go. So what we're looking at is, where is it? Is it mystical items? Alphabet, the portal to iFime. Easy enough to make, but we need to get on with things. How do you make all these? This is what we're looking towards. So, do we have a bit on terrestrial? Is it on here? Would be good if they're in order. Come on. Change the mana. This is daft. Mana manipulation? Nope. Why can't there just be a search? No. Terrestrial, here we go. So what you can see is that's to make that, but then we need to make this. So we need living rock and living rock and lapis. That's what we need for this part. I think we need a little bit more lapis, and we should have as living as long as we didn't use it all, so let's just make sure. Ah, there it is, that's fine. So yeah, this book it's like stage 1 of Botania at the moment. So what we're going to do here is place one down. Yeah, let's build it here. And I've got this adopt an all-in-one tool. That way we don't have to carry like 100 different tools. Even though I'm gonna like use the Tinker's Construct tools up until a certain point anyway. So that we have that made, and there we go. Poof. So, question is, how do we get mana over here? Same as ever. We get you. Shift right click. Right, we're going to cut out and come back when we've got at least 1 or 4. We'll see what happens. Well, welcome back. We had a few mistakes made, but we worked out how to do it in the end. What I had to do was go and create these sparks, and that's easy enough. Blaze powder, gold nugget, and any 2 of the same colour petal. And all you do is we need about half for that, so we place it down like that. And as you can see, it's feeding it from the mana pool that it's in, and what these are supposed to do is, which I didn't know, which is daft of me, is to spin around it, and when it gets to the point, you can see it starts changing colour. Now when it gets to green, as you can see, it's slowly getting to the colour green. There we go. Now, ooh. What I'm going to do there is put it over that one. Yep. And when it gets to that deep colour green, that'll transform it like that. Which really doesn't take long. We just needed a dramatic amount of mana, which is why I want to automate getting this, because otherwise doing this every time is going to take heavy amounts of mana. I don't know if we can automate it to that level as of yet, but we will be in the future. Most definitely automating mana production in the future to a level like that. Look at that, we've been farming this lot off for a while. Now what I'm going to start doing is moving all the mana over here, really simply just by using these sparks. Just by doing that, we'll pick up the spark and click it onto that one, and that should be more than enough. There we go. So now that we've got 4 of them, as you've just seen, what we can do is come over here and apparently hit a like spike, and I don't know why, and create this. I think that's one of the last tier 5 plants we need for mystical agriculture, and the advantage of this is we get to pluck it straight down into our accelerated growth area, because this is going to definitely work to my advantage. I'm just curious how quickly this side is growing, because it's seemingly slower than the other sides, and I don't know why, but it could just be me watching it to do that. But there we go, we already had 1 grow. Now the reason I want it growing is obviously so we don't have to do this 100 times over. So take you off there for now and put you on top of there. And from what I can see, they have to be relatively close to each other, so let's see. Well, what we can do is move it over in the future, but there we go, we've got terra steel growing as well now. So what was the last few things I wanted to make sure I had done? Oh, it really does have a like spike to me there. Just don't show. Well, that's what we're going to. Plus on the blood auto. Obtain a master blood or no ultimate life blood. Use the rudimentary shade to obtain demonic will. Use a sigil, the phantom, no. So we started on this, which is really simple. I don't know if you saw my power generation. No, it is night, so you won't be able to see it how well it works. But this little platform here beats almost every form of power generation I have. It is ridiculous. What I'm going to do is show you why. And it's not even at the highest tier. There's 2 more tiers it can go to, and that is just solar power generation. So I'll get back. Okay, and we're back, and let's have a look. So this is when the light level isn't that good. Look at that generation. One of these is creating so much power, and this is when the sun's just coming up on that side. So we can go in here and check how much power this thing is getting, and there we go, 400,000, 450,000 per tick. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty well with that. So to close it off here, we've done a few bits of magical stuff. We looked into blood magic, we looked into some more in Britannia, and a little bit into mystical agriculture. So flower power is still winning, and we are definitely very close to doing the next level of magical stuff. Ooh, has that finally started working? Yay, we're starting to farm experience. No idea why it wasn't working before, but yay. So I'm going to leave it off here. In the off screen we're going to farm a bit of blood and probably upgrade this to at least a tier 1 or a tier 2. Look into what we're doing for things, and whilst I'm working around the base, clearly it's going to start getting the terrestrial essence. Let's have a look. There we go. So this is what I wanted from it. Each one of those creates 2, and we can create that into nuggets and just leave you on something here. That is what we needed. The Elven Gateway Core and the Meteora Pylons. We need 2 of them. And there we go, we've got everything that we need from it. So I'll catch you next time. And this is Summer01. Thanks for watching.